Oh yeah, baby, baby, baby. Hello, 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 everybody. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody grooving? I'm feeling good. Little bit ill, but that's fine. You know how it is? I'm just sort of like, I'm in the holiday mood in the sense of I'm in the not do anything mood. Just recently took a bath and I'm feeling a lot better because of it. I've got a decent amount to talk about, but mostly it's going to be this Dawntrail and actually finally getting into it. I've got a bit of a sore throat, so maybe there will be less talking than usual, but I think I'm fine enough. Where the heck am I supposed to go here? So you can't see the screen because I don't want to... It's nothing important, it's just me trying to make my way to the first mission. As soon as it hits 20 and it actually we're to the point where I'll actually start, I'll share the screen again. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm really interested to see if there is actually like how well they do a story when it's not the beginning. So this, what I sort of mean is that like they're trying to make it the beginning again because they finished an act, but they also, you also have all this power that exists, right? Doon, 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 doon. Okay, quick. I tell you what. Actually, a quick thing that I wanted to run by you guys to see if I'm like being incredibly hypocritical and bad, or whether this is just something a lot of people do, which means it's still probably bad, but generally it's not horrendous. Let me switch over to here and talk about it. So before we start, first off, let me turn on this light so I can see. I can see again. But yeah, okay. So, YouTube has been showing me a lot of stuff from people with lower view counts and subscriber counts, right? They've been showing me a lot of D&D games that people have been doing. And that's cool, because I love watching D&D games. It's literally half of what I watch when I'm at work and half of what I watch when I'm not at work. It's effectively half of what I watch. But I'm not watching these lower view count ones because they're lower view count. And so I'm looking at them and going, well, and I know this is hypocritical because I'm a low, follower count person on Twitch, but I'm just like, well, they would have done better if surely they would have done better and they would have got more people if they were good. And I know that's not true. There's probably a lot of hidden gems in there. I just realized it's been happening recently and I've just been like, I don't know what to say about it. Anyway, let's actually, without further ado, start Dawntrail. Doom, 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 doom. Ah, Notta. One of my clerks was just here with a message for you. The students of Balsinian request your presence in Charlian at your earliest convenience. Indebted as I am to our friends, I had hoped that I too might be of service, but it is that you alone that they require. If you've no pressing business, pray make your way to the Borcelian Annex at once. Ojaka awaits your arrival. In the meantime, I shall continue showing Astaya the city, from notable landmarks to people's lives. There is so much and more for her to see. I wish she could talk. Farewell for now, my friend. I look forward to the day that we set forth on another adventure together. Do 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 do. Do do do. Please don't look at all these blue quests that I have everywhere that I haven't done. Please stop looking at them. They're not important. At some point I will go through and I will do all of the blue quests. In fact, I'll probably make a stream of it because that kind of seems funny. Hiya, Jaka. A warm and heartfelt. Try that again. A warm and hearty welcome to you, Nutter. I gathered you received our message. Please wait here while I fetch Kyle and Grahar. Grahar? I can never say that right. Belle's got a hood down. She's gotten rid of the hood. Thank you for coming on such short notice. And forgive us for sending for you so soon after your trials in the void, to say nothing of your grueling battle against the 12. Now then, we aren't actually the ones who require your presence, but Erenville. He stopped by recently, you see, and asked us to reach out to you on his behalf. I actually vastly prefer how she looks now. I imagine you're surprised as we are, given that he was supposed to be away on a long expedition. Something must have necessitated a change in his plans. All he would tell us is that there is someone whom he wishes Notta to meet. He also mentioned that he would be tending to business at the stadium. Shall we look for him there? And yeah, I vastly prefer how she looks now. I never really liked that sort of like cat like ear hoodie. I never particularly liked it. I also always go back to this, and I'm not sure if this is actually a thing, right? But in a world where there are cat-eared people and there are bunny-eared people, is wearing a cat-eared hoodie offensive? Is it like using somebody else's culture? Is it like, I don't want to go really far, but I mean, I always say that this isn't for under 18s, but is it kind of like blackface? Like, is it that bad? Now then, where is Erenville? There he is. Erenville! You're not going to say hi as well?
Apologies for the wait. I hope I haven't called you away from anything important.
Yeah, I was about to sit down, have a drink.
Some commissioned items at my destination, so I thought I might deliver them.
I don't remember commissioning anything.
Where did you go?
Oh, right, so the people.
The New World. Tural.
Why is that the New World?
You went to Tural. Then the person who you wish to introduce.
Probably from Tural, if I had to guess.
She hails from there. I present to you...
Where is she?
But it seems you've lost her.
True.
Did she wander off?
Maybe that's them.
Sorry. It's just so different here. I can't help but want to explore.
Well, while you were exploring, your candidate came to us. This is her, the adventurer you crossed the seas to meet.
She's got a six-pack.
Ooh, you weren't exaggerating. It's plain she's no ordinary woman. I'm Uklamat, claimant to the throne of Tulihyola.
I'm never going to be able to say Tulahula.
Tuli Yolol.
Tuliliyolol. Tuliyolol.
Governing nation. The capital bears the same name.
Makes sense.
I'll get to the point. I want you to come with me to my homeland.
Okay.
Given the magnitude of the request, perhaps you should explain why you're making it?
How does she use the axe when it has all that stuff on it?
Of course. Soon, an event of great import will be held in Tural. The right of succession. Taking the
Ooh.
form of a contest. It will determine who next ascends the throne.
But does that mean that the king's dead? Or queen?
As
It could be a
daughter to its
queen.
present keeper, I will participate. And I have every intention of winning.
Ooh,
was
I should
searching
probably
for
put streamer
candidates
mode
to
on,
join
actually.
me when Aaronville told me about you.
Just so that
Mighty
nobody...
warrior who knows no fear, who sweeps aside terrible fiends as if they were reeds, who flew to the edge of existence and saved our stars.
I also beat up the 12. I wonder if you've got the 12 over there.
She asked who Eorzea's greatest hero was, and so I told her. Much more elegantly, I might add.
I don't... Yeah, I guess I am the greatest hero. That does make sense.
Now you know why. You'll come to Tural, yes?
I don't even know you. Why would I help you ascend the throne?
Let's all just slow down. Wuklamat, was it? You claim to be of the royal family, but is it not the Mamulja who rule in Tural?
Tulihyola is a nation of many peoples. Not only the Mamulsha, as some across the seas are quick to assume. That said, its present ruler is a Mamulsha, and one blessed with two heads besides.
2 heads? Wait, they have multiple heads?
He's also my father. Not by blood, obviously, but he raised me as his own, and that's what matters.
You say not by blood, but like it seems like this world, if you have a kid with another species, they just become one of the species.
My apologies if I was indelicate.
Hardly. I know little about your land, and nothing about your parentage.
I don't like that.
But in my eagerness, I've gotten ahead of myself. I can't expect you to agree on the spot when we've only just met.
Exactly. I don't even know you.
If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Just know, though, that if it's adventure you seek, you could do far worse than come with me.
I don't know if I seek more adventure. The last adventure I ended up in like a demon world.
This is only a rumor. But apparently, the contest will involve the fabled city of gold and the legendary beast, Valyarmanda.
I don't know who either of those are. Or what either of those
That
are.
doesn't pique your interest.
It doesn't. I've gone to a vault. It had everything in it. It was a cool vault. Golden City. I've heard of that. I've heard about it before.
So the tales have reached even these shores. Can't help but feel proud.
I mean, it's nothing really compared to what I've seen. I've seen other
I see not to
dimensions.
put much store by these rumors. Golden cities are not but a dreamer's fancy.
True.
Says the dreamer who was bent on finding one when he was a child. Just because you failed doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
No, it probably does.
Tuliyolal and the Golden City. Just like in the letter to Grandfather.
Regardless of what the contest may entail, it'll be no simple thing. If I'm to triumph, I'll need capable and dependable.
I don't know if I want to
companions.
be in a political situation.
So let's go on a hunt together. There's no better way to get acquainted.
What are we hunting? Tank can be anything. Support. Well, I guess no, she's DPS now, isn't she? So we do have a small team. Do. Yeah, well, I think we could go on a hunt. I see no reason not to. The chance to see not only Tulwal, but the fabled Golden City besides. This is the stuff of grand adventures, my friend. Which is not to say you should hastily accept this invitation, mind. There's still a great deal we do not know. So let us begin to rectify that by first getting acquainted with our visitor, in the manner she suggests. How about we play a card game instead? I'm not certain what might be a suitable location for a hunt, however. When I was at the guild earlier, I learned about a petition for researchers on the Isle of Ham. You went there not long ago and culled some unruly fauna, of course, but according to recent reports, other ordinarily docile fauna have grown savage. It's believed they've been unsettled by some manner of predator, and so the researchers seek assistance with identifying and dispatching it. As part of your hunt, perhaps you might answer the petition. The isle isn't far, and we would also be helping those in need. That works for me. Just so you know, I've honed my skills against some of the fiercest beasts in Tulwal. While this creature is, it better have been... Whatever this creature is, it had better be able to put up a proper fight, or it'll end before we have the chance to get acquainted. Yeah, I mean, sure, I can do this. God, that's such a better design, and it's just taking the hood off. Before we prove ourselves capable and dependent companions... My apologies, but I must see to some preparations. Pray go on ahead to the Isle. I will join as soon as possible. Damn, she's quick. If the rest of you are ready, let us head to the harbour. This being guild ship business, it should be simple enough to secure a vessel. Do. I like that we haven't instantly accepted it. I feel like in a lot of other RPGs, at least a lot more of like the... I'm thinking like Dragon Quest, like the early Dragon Quests and stuff, like the early RPGs. Oh, it would just be, hey, I need your help. Sure. And I would just go and help them and, you know, uproot a tyrant just instantly. And to a certain extent, the earlier versions of this, earlier expansions like Heavensward and stuff, I feel like you would have situations where we would have just said yes and then gone off. But I think it's a bit different because there isn't that big bad there, right? There's no Ascians. The Ascians are gone. There's no Garlemald or whatever. That's the big bad empire that we have to deal with. It's all just like, oh no, this is just something we're unknown about. We don't know about the political landscape in any capacity. We don't know about the, you know, we don't know if the person who's come to us is the rightful ruler. Honestly, based on the way they're talking now, if there's somebody else in like their kingdom that seems a bit more, I don't know, competent, I'd probably pick them, assuming they're nice people. Do. So we have to take a ship? Ugh, I barely set foot on dry land. Oh well, I suppose it's for a good cause, a hunt. Come, let's get going. Upon boarding the ship, several cutscenes will play in sequence. In addition, you will be required to participate in a battle. Your progress will be saved at certain points. In the event you are defeated, you'll be able to try again at the most recent of these. Please note, if you enter a battle associated with other quests or log out from the game, the progress will be lost. Sure. I don't know, I read that. It's the same thing that always appears. I find this always so interesting. Like, what's the climate where there's ice here, but it seems to be a tropical environment?
Here we must walk.
So much ice. It rivals even Dawntrail.
Okay, so there's a nice area in his place. And it's just... It's named something then the country?
Oh, a white bear. I wonder what it tastes like.
I've heard good.
We're here to deal with creatures.
I've heard
that
bear's
are
quite
in
nice.
Unacceptable danger. Do not attack anything else unprovoked.
Yeah, don't go randomly hunting stuff.
I know.
You really don't sound like you should be a good ruler.
So this is the isle where ether literally bursts forth.
Aye, the Isle of Ham.
It is harm,
Professors
not
are
ham.
inland, however.
You really are knowledgeable. Kona told me nothing about this place.
Kona. Somebody we should know about, I guess.
I doubt your brother managed to come out this way. He's like to have toured facilities like Labyrinthos, however.
Oh, his brother's gone out and
The
explored
great
more.
cavern under the city. It's amazing that they could make a sky down there complete with a sun.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Especially when you come from pirate area, where you just have pirates.
This brother of yours, he has been to Sharlayan.
He has. Kona's my second older brother, and until recently he was a student in the city.
Oh, is he also going for the throne?
He went on and on about technological amusements. It made me want to come here too one day.
I wonder what that accent's supposed to be.
I think I understood something of how he felt when I set foot in his beloved studium.
He went to the studio. Your brother must be quite a scholar.
That's pretty impressive.
But I wonder, like you, he'd be royalty, yes? With such a personage coming to Sharlayan to receive an education would surely have caused a stir, yet I recall nothing of the sort.
He probably went incognito.
He consulted with the head of the studium beforehand, that his identity might remain
Is
secret.
it going to be someone we've seen?
Being Mikote, he had no trouble blending in. He's adopted like me, you see.
Oh, he's a Makote.
One time, though, he almost let it slip to a professor. It was all he could do to parry the barrage of questions.
I don't remember what species of Makote. I'm guessing it's that one.
Myself, I can imagine.
I'm guessing it's the cat ears.
Ask whatever you like. I don't mind. But I maintain hunting together is the best way to get to know someone.
I just realised that I have 2 swords. I thought it was a mistake, but I definitely have 2 swords on my person.
The researchers should be up ahead. Let's find
Which I think is kind of cool. It reminds me of Witcher. You know, where they have a sword to fight beasts and then a sword to fight people. And like, the one sword's made specifically with like silver infused and stuff. Makes it easier. We got Grathan.
Researchers should be just ahead.
Okay. Let me go then.
The building to the northeast.
Do.
Ordinarily harmless creatures have grown savage.
Yes.
Don't know what's got them riled up, but I'll take down any that thinks to try me.
So is he a berserker then?
Quite a chill.
No, is it a berserker? Is that the name of them? No, is it Paladin? I think they turn into Paladins. No, they're still Berserkers. I think I was right the first time.
Look, someone's in trouble.
They've been attacked by the bear troll.
Yeah, taste my ass.
These animals are usually so docile.
I hope we get to see more of the scions. Because I know I made the joke about not trusting Euron J. They're quite like Thancred. And I had a lot of fun having Estinian with me. But I have a sneaking suspicion that they brought Estinian in because he's not going to be in this. Oh, thank goodness you've come. I take it you're the one who answered our petition? Wait, aren't you? You are not the adventurer who saved our star. Would that our meeting were under better circumstances? I was conducting a routine inspection of the transporter here when I suddenly found myself surrounded. You'll find more of the same across the chasm once docile animals grow strangely aggressive. My colleagues there can tell you more. If you give me just a moment, I can finish checking our equipment. But yeah, I've got sneaking suspicion Estinian's there because he's not going to be in this. But then again, Cryle was in it.
Good reason, as you'll soon see for yourself.
And Grahad-chan was in it, and he's still here. So there's hope.
Quite an interesting contraption you've got here.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried what would have happened if I didn't have the arm strength.
Is that our petitioner? Let's go and have a chat.
Hello, good sir or ma'am. The adventurer come to answer my petition, I presume. We're most fortunate to have one of your considerable skill here to aid us. A creature of unknown origins has been sighted on the island in recent days, and we believe its presence has affected the local fauna. The animals beyond this gate are the worst affected we've encountered thus far, though we dare not go back. Your task is to quell any threats you find and search for traces of the beast responsible for all this. If you should find anything at all, we would be most grateful if you would share it with us.
I'll handle this.
Okay, that's pretty impressive.
Is that all?
No, they were the fauna, they're the mob.
Come on, let's pick up the creature's trail.
Through this door. Ooh, that's a scary beast to be. You find ravaged beast remains, torn to shreds by sharp talons.
Claw marks. I've seen their like before.
Oh, is it from your place? Did he randomly swim?
Starting to feel like a proper hunt.
Did he swim across the ocean? Do 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 do. You find feathers are scattered across the ground. There are signs of a fierce struggle.
Feathers. But did they belong to the predator or the prey?
Ooh, good question. I'm gonna hope it's the predator.
For our prey, roasted or raw?
Roasted? Why would I want it raw?
Assume it's even safe to eat.
Everything's safe to eat if you burn it enough, I think. That's a nice way of saying poo. Leavings. The clawing stench of fresh leavings assaults your nostrils. Whatever beast left them is likely still close by.
Whatever this beast, it cannot be far.
Oh. I know it's them probably trying to make him come across as being really strong, but him like insta-killing that thing isn't that impressive to me, because again, it's like it's not even really compared to what my allies have done. Like, I'm not comparing him to me anymore because that's just unfair, because like I think at this point my character's the strongest thing in existence.
Let's head back and report what we found.
But like comparing him to like the other Scions, even things they fought. Speak to the researchers. I'm kind of scared for their life, honestly. What has he seen? He's seen the thing, hasn't he? Oh, there it is. That's kind of cool. It reminds me of
Wings and razor-sharp talons.
it reminds me of Yveltal, I think, from Pokemon. But with huge horns. Ooh, instantly gets killed by the toucan. It's just a big toucan.
What is that thing?
A huge toucan. Oh, it's a huge parrot.
It speaks?
Well, I think it mimics voices. I don't know if I'd consider that speaking, really.
It's heading towards the falls.
I'll stay with the researchers. The creature, I leave to you.
I mean, can you even defend them if you stay with the researchers? I assume you have some way of defense.
Right.
I really wish I could do this without using one hand and maybe even two hands, just to, you'd have a better grip, like the weight of your body. I'm not sure I could hold the weight of my body with one hand for that long, if at all.
Just so we're clear, I wasn't startled by the beast earlier. It caught me by surprise, that's all.
Sure.
Forgive me, but I failed to see a difference.
I'm getting hungry. Let's be done with this so we can eat.
Oh, God. Got a long tongue.
Think you're clever, huh? I'll rip off that beak and roast you on a spit!
Anger clouds you, mate. I mean, it's a pretty cool monster. I love the look of it. Don't start the fight without me. I want to go first. Wait, no. Okay, fine, I'll do it.
Talk all you like, Bird. I'm going to have the last laugh. Oh, I'm going to enjoy sinking my teeth into you. Shut up already, you blasted bird!
We don't have really a healer, do we? He's gonna lose at this point, unless he can find a way to keep himself alive.
I've never seen such an enormous colibri.
That is weird.
Not good. Quickly, gather together.
Yeah, I know. I don't like that.
I've got you.
Nice.
Too close.
Let's actually get a damage over time on him. Oh! That's not fair! I do love that there's this little boss fight, but it's also like... But it's also an instance. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, oh, thank God they've made that easy. Goodbye. Oh, I've got to save them. Get out of there! Get out of there! Ratatan, get out of there! Okay, I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, but I know how to dodge these attacks twice. I ain't an idiot. I don't fall for stuff twice once I figured out what the heck it means. This is like a proper fight. Like a proper like first couple expansions. Oh, why do they? I can't even be asked to get rid of these people anymore. What do we... At this point, at least give me the blimmin'... Give me a follow when you're trying to sell me bot. I want that right wing dead. Wait, no, that sounds right. That sounds wrong. That's not what I mean. It's not political. Please.
Try this.
Okay, fair enough. I guess we weren't supposed to kill it. It's supposed to show that he's strong, but like he's not that strong. I like to think that the other like sword I have, it's not for like hunting humans. It's there so that's like if I use all my power, because I'm not all using all my power constantly, because logically I would just be insta killing everything because I fought literally the end of existence. Pardon me.
And I had barely limbered up.
That's not true. You almost died. I had to save you from a whirlwind.
It was a terrible foe, but no match for your axe.
Sure. Let's tell him that.
Only to be expected. You were pretty impressive yourselves. I was right to invite you on a hunt.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh. Oh.
What a curious bird that was. Though we have similar in Tural, they don't grow so big or use such dirty tricks.
Kill it. Oh, is someone else gonna kill it? Is it Kyle?
Aye, dirty and despicable. Otherwise, I could have...
What kind of dirty
easily-
tricks? Round two?
Leave this to me.
Hey, Guile! Oh, you got the blimmin' hat back on. I liked it before. It's just a paintbrush? I didn't realize they had the palette as well.
I am terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
I do like the fit better though, except for the hoodie.
She arrived as I was seeing the researchers to safety. It was all I could do to keep up with her after I explained what happened.
I don't even know if there's any point in getting rid of the
This is what you
viewbot
meant
people.
by seeing to preparations.
After hearing of the
I
contest,
like the
I
good
thought
luck.
how wonderful it would be to join you. In coming here, I wanted to demonstrate my skill at arms to Wuklamut. Alas, it seems I missed most of the action.
Well, not really. We only beat up some random flora.
That was amazing! The piece didn't stand a chance!
Please don't wear this.
I'm glad to have been of service.
So is the logic that she has like her hair in a
What
ponytail,
inspired this change?
like down here, like going into the back of her
You'll
coat?
recall the time you descended to the ethereal sea in search of Heidelin.
Yeah.
Recognizing that my skills were inadequate, I chose to provide support from afar rather than join you.
I don't think you were particularly
It was
inadequate.
the same when you set forth for Ultima Thule. How it pained me to stay behind again and again. That's what inspired this change. Ever since the final days were averted, I've used every spare moment to hone my craft. As you all have adapted your methods to suit the circumstances, I started by considering how I might best contribute. And after much deliberation, I arrived at my answer.
What's the point of this bit? The metal bit?
With the esoteric art passed down by the legendary Archon realm, Pictomancy. As I recall, you have embraced versatility to effectively complement a certain someone's style.
It's true. He can become any other styles.
What I do is much the same. Like you, I don't want to be left behind.
Indeed.
Well, yeah. What class are you at this point,
You appear
Grahan?
to be especially keen on being involved in the ritual of succession. Is there any particular reason?
Yes, there is. This letter from Tuliolal.
Tuliolal. Okay, I think I could say that.
It was addressed to my grandfather Galuf and turned up among the students' archives. The ink was faded, so I couldn't fully make out the sender's name. Galul, someone.
Jaja. Gulul Jaja. That's my father, the Dawn servant.
It could have been someone else.
What does the letter say?
While much of it isn't legible, it appears to be a request to investigate the Golden City.
Ooh.
A request to investigate the Golden City? From the Dawn Servant himself?
Well, well. Seems it may be more than a rumor after all.
Nah, it's probably just a rumor.
Being a member of the royal family, it was my hope that you could confirm the authenticity of this letter.
I can say for a fact that my father didn't write this.
Ooh.
Given how culturally diverse Tuliyollal is, it was decided some time ago that a common language was needed. But instead of elevating an existing tongue and its speakers above all others, we looked to those widely spoken overseas and created an altogether new one.
Okay.
The similarities to your common tongue also make it quite easy to communicate in these situations, no?
Okay, so there's slight
This
differences.
letter, however, is entirely in Eorzean. If Father had written this, it would have been in Turali.
I see. That makes a lot of
What's more,
sense.
it bears a wax seal. We don't bother with them.
So the letter is fraudulent then?
Oh, I didn't mean to say that. My father's signature is genuine, as far as I can tell, so perhaps he simply dictated it.
Oh, so maybe he had someone Erosian there to dictate to?
I see. Oh, thank you for the confirmation. It seems my grandfather indeed had dealings with Tuliyollal.
What? Very vague leanings. Oh.
In order to help us decide on a course of action, would you mind if I asked you some questions about your home?
By all means.
I like that their father seems to have adopted a load of children.
Learning about one another was the purpose of this hunt.
It's a nice little thing he's done.
On this fellow, I, for one, am starving.
As if we can eat it.
We're eating that.
I mean, what's the problem? We've eaten much weirder things. With the wildlife pacified and the researchers safe, our task is complete. This just leaves the matter of the colibri meat. For better or for worse, there is really only one place we can take it to here in Charlian, the last stand. Come, let us see what Dicton can cook up with this. For us, same difference. Do 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 do. God, sometimes I'm a little bit like taken aback by some of how awesome some of these places look. I think that's definitely a large contribution for me in like playing these large scale RPGs. It's just the idea of like, not only does this look incredibly like picturesque, but also I can explore it in great detail, which seems incredible. Well now, there's a famished face if I've ever seen one. What can I get you, Notta? Oh, bird meat from the hunt, you say? Leave it to me, I have just the recipe. It's a new dish I recently learned from some sailors, and for you lot, it's on the house. Have as much as you like, you hear? I mean, me just saying bird meat. Kind of unspecific.
Come. Let's enjoy the bounty of our first outing together.
Like, pigeon's nothing compared to, like, chicken.
I'd heard that Charlian cuisine was terrible, but this is fantastic.
We've gone through a revamp recently.
What is this? Oh, it smells spicy.
I got a taste to it in Razpan.
Oh, come now. Since when did you become so soft? It's not like we don't have spicy food in Tural, too.
It's gonna be too bad for him. 100%.
According to Dickon, intensely hot dishes have become popular in Razadhan after a traveller ordered a curry with several times the usual amount of spice.
Yeah, that was blue. I know her. That's
So he started
Zero.
offering the same in order to please the growing Harnish population here in Charlian.
That's Zero. Oh. Oh, I miss her.
nothing I can't handle.
Sure. He's eating that to try and get rid of the spice.
Boorish manners reflect poorly on the both of us. I wish you would consider your station.
I swear, sometimes it feels like you open your mouth only to criticize.
That's because you do things that seem
Would I
criticizable.
be correct in assuming you've known each other for a long time?
It feels like it, doesn't it?
Aye, thick as thieves since we were little.
Ah,
I beg to differ. She is a long-standing acquaintance. Nothing more.
wow.
I see. I see.
All this time you were from Tural. Oh, would that I had known sooner. There's so much I'd like to ask.
So wait, is the assumption here we've got a shop here that you quite obviously
You and
don't use
everyone
an
else.
you
I've
don't
kept
use
it
a knife
quiet
and
so as to
fork
avoid
for?
the endless interrogations.
Some bread for
Well, if
seemingly
he's
no
going to be a
reason.
miser, I'll be
A
happy
weird
to tell you
tart,
about our
some
homeland instead.
sandwiches, and a spicy soup with some
Since
naan.
ancient times, many
I'd
peoples
eat it.
have called Tural home, and they've been fighting each other for nearly as long.
And a
The
coffee?
fighting finally stopped some 80 years ago.
That's
when
not
the
that
late
long
Dawn
ago.
Servant unified the disparate communities and founded a new nation.
Pretty fucking recent.
And that's how Tuliolal came to be.
Since then, we've enjoyed an era of uninterrupted peace.
That's pretty good. That's pretty useful.
But my father is getting old, and he wishes to relinquish the throne to a worthy successor. One who can preserve his legacy.
Oh wait, he did it 8 years ago.
Including myself, there are 4 claimants to the throne. But while we all have the right to participate, one among us cannot be allowed to rule.
Oh? One of them's pretty evil, I'm guessing.
A man who is too ambitious by half.
I don't understand what that means.
Word of the Garlean Empire's collapse has reached Tural.
Okay.
While most are simply relieved, he sees weakness to exploit and would lead our armies across the seas on a campaign of conquest.
And he would lose.
After everything my father has done to give us peace, he would drag us back into war. I can't allow it.
Yeah, that's fair.
No matter what, I must win this contest.
That's the bit that gets me. You're saying that there's 4 people and that one of them definitely shouldn't get in. Surely you should be
I
saying
understand your
one of
reasons,
us.
but this being an event that will dictate the course of your nation's future, is it appropriate for outsiders like us to be involved?
Exactly.
Oh, it's more than appropriate. The Dawn Servant himself expressly encourages it.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
The ruler of Tural must navigate the intricacies of myriad cultures, and there's no better way to prove oneself qualified to do so than to work with foreign allies.
Oh, I wonder if all the others are going to have foreign allies then.
That's why I sought you out. Through our hunt, I've confirmed that you're a warrior of considerable skill, but more importantly, one of good character as well.
It'd be really cool if there was like a Gollum old general that's defected to being with the evil
So I
guy.
ask you, will you lend me your strength and help me win the throne of Tulihualal?
I don't even really know you. Can I say maybe?
You don't need to decide right this moment. But I will need you if I'm to triumph over the competition. I'll stay here as long as I can while waiting for your answer.
In that case, allow us to prepare a room for you at the Baldessian Annex.
That's very kind of you.
Ah, that is very kind.
Oh, and one more thing. Once we finish eating, would you mind if I took the rest of the meat?
Okay, what are you gonna do with it? Oh, you're just gonna eat more of it, I guess? Yeah, sure. That's fine. I can see why people have been comparing you to Luffy. I think it's slightly different, but I can see the comparison. Whether Wooklamot has the makings of a rule, I couldn't say, but I do know that she deeply cares for her nation and her people. Whether you choose to help her, though, is for you and you alone to decide. Think on it well. Now then, it's past time I report our mission success to the guild ship. I would have done so sooner, except Her Highness needed to have her royal meal. I shall come by the annex later. Till then. Do 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 do. There it is. Ooh, a present. Well, I dare say we now have a fair grasp on Wooklamot's situation. No, we don't even know the other candidates. Still, you've been afforded time to consider an invitation. Why not use it to learn more about Tural? No non is bound to have some information on the continent. It certainly wouldn't hurt to be better informed. Quite right. Not only would it help you to make an informed decision, but if you do choose to go, you would be better prepared for what awaits. Come, my friend, let us be off to the archives. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I feel like it'd be really irresponsible of myself, with the standings that I have now in many nations, to say yes to anything relating to, like, being companion of him, without at least knowing the names of the other candidate. Never mind what they actually believe in. Like, I'm gonna assume that he's not lying about there being about the one of them wanting to start a war, right? That's fair enough. Like, I can take that as face value. But I mean, logically, I shouldn't take it as face value, and I should double check the source to see if that's exactly what he wants to do. And also, logically, that still means there's two other candidates in which could potentially be useful or, like, better suited to ruling. Because he does not he comes across as a nice guy, but he does not come across as a good leader. The origins of blue magic can be traced back to the esoteric practices of the Wild G, a tribe in the distant continent of Tural. The tribe holds nature in its highest, and in seeking to cultivate a spiritual connection with it, they have learned to harness the power of the wildlife around them. In exchange for teaching them the common tongue, I was permitted to live among them and train in their ways. Those days were some of the most grueling, I remember, but they were tremendously rewarding. For instance, I had the privilege of visiting Lapis Canyon, the tribe's sacred grounds. It is so named for the cerulean deposit that wells up to the surface, turning the entire canyon a brilliant blue. Under a shaman's watchful eye, I finally managed to master the Walji's art and make the animal's power my own. As no name existed for it in the common tongue, I took the liberty of naming it Blue Magic. The reason I chose this colour, pardon me. The reason I chose this colour, as you will have doubtlessly gleaned, is for the significance it holds to the Walji. I cannot think of a name more fitting to honour the people for whom this noble magic was born. That's a little interesting tidbit. I didn't know that. I never got into the blue magic stuff, but that's kind of a cool place to know its origin. And to know that it's not a Aurosian thing is kind of cool. I wonder if you learn that if you start up blue magic, that it comes from a foreign land. Let us begin by comparing the geological characteristics of the three great continents and Tural. The former stretches from east to west and lies entirely within the northern hemisphere. In contrast, the latter extends to the far reaches of both the northern and the southern hemisphere, and a difference immediately presents itself in the form of climate variance. Shifts in climate tend to be gentler when moving east and west, but harsher when moving north and south. Owing to this fact, longitudinal migrations is far more common in history, whether it be by men, animals, or plants. And case in point is the Allegans, who rose to power in Alden before advancing east into Isbal. Their movements would be mirrored thousands of years later by the Garleans. Meanwhile, although the disparate tribes of Tolwal waged war with one another for generations, stymie by the climate, none could make any great headway north or south. Tribes hailing from the frozen lands withered beneath the desert sun, while those that thrived in open plains could not pierce the dense jungle. Such was the ways until the leader of Mamul Jar succeeded in bringing the continent under one banner. Given the land's divided history and the reason thereof, one cannot help but be in awe of this fact. Truly is the testament to Artfitch's greatness. Okay. So the father was an incredible uniter that's united these very, very unique climates, which feel like are also a thing in Erosia, but whatever. Every land has given rise to unique wildlife, and the continent of Tural is no exception. Yet while some of her creatures have become a familiar sight in Erosia, many and more exist that are rarely seen this side of the Indigo Deep. This tome introduces a select variety of species as described in the testimonies of sailors and adventurers. Alpaca. Accustomed to Tural's craggy mountain ranges, this four-legged beastkin has been domesticated for seemingly hundreds if not thousands of years. Their soft white fleece is highly prized by weavers, while their strong legs and sure-footedness make them capable beasts of burden. Wyvry. These ferocious scalekin is native to the dense jungle of Tural. The Mamunjar have succeeded in taming them and utilize their prodigious strength for manual labor. Given their immense strength and power, it should come as no surprise that their warrior is also employed as a siege beast. Enemy fortifications cannot long withstand the horned brute's rampage. So it's a horned, scaly creature that is used as beast of burden. Okay. Valugar Manda. Tulwar's folklore hold that this bird-like creature is the mightiest of beasts and the very embodiment of nature's power. While it exists beyond myth, however, whether it exists beyond myth, however, is uncertain. Okay, interesting to know. Alpaca, regular alpaca. The Wurri, or whatever they were called, scaled sieged beasts that are used as beasts of burden. And then there's just some sort of creature that is an embodiment of nature. It is impossible to adequately discuss Erosian cuisine without speaking of that land from which many of our modern-day staples hail, the far western continent of Tural. Ogre pumpkins, ruby tomatoes, even the ubiquitous potato. These crops and more that regularly grace Erosian's dining tables trace their origins to the New World, as the place is known to most. The tale of this culinary immigration begins in the year 1498 of the 6th Astral Era, when a Lamintian sailor named Kenthram successfully traversed the Indigo Deep to arrive at therefore unknown continents. Kenthram spent several moons exploring inland, in the course of which he encountered the denizens of the sprawling nation of Mamunjar. He was even granted an audience with their supreme leader, whose confidence he won along with the permission to roam freely. Kenthram would return to Tural several times, but during his first expedition he charted the land and gathered a myriad of root vegetables and seeds to bring back to Limsa Laminsa. The most notable of these was the potato. whose ease of cultivation and nutritious value so it quickly spread it to all corners of Eorzea. Produce was far from the only bounty that Ketenram's expedition to Tural. Many tantalizing recipes, such as the bean-filled burrito, and gripping legends such as that of the Golden City, reached our shores by the way of ship. To those outside of Ketenram's circle, Tural largely remains shrouded in mystery, yet its influence on our cuisine cannot be overstated. Many scholars, myself included, would relish the chance to immerse themselves in the culinary culture of a faraway continent. Having perused a wide selection of books relating to Tural, you are somewhat better informed about your potential destination. Ratan would be eager to know what you have discovered. Should you wish to read the books again, speak with the reference page. Nah, I'm good. Scored the library to your satisfaction, have you? Excellent. While there were a few books wholly dedicated to the subject of Tural, I dare say you found tidbits of useful information scattered here and there. Weird climate. Animals. Alpaca, scaled seeds beast, wrath of nature. Cuisine that's heavily influenced our cuisine without us really knowing about it because it's shrouded in mystery. What was the final book? What was the final book? Final book that I've already forgotten. Do. Now then, I'm keen to hear about your honest impressions. I can't help but notice that we read the very same book on cuisine. I was pleasantly surprised to find reference to Tural within. Among them, did anything in particular pique your interest? Potatoes, I found a newfound appreciation for them. As have I. Despite having just enjoyed a hearty meal, I found myself craving potatoes. As they keep well, they were a boon to sailors, and it was the same property that allowed them to survive the voyage to Eorzea. The book also mentioned a method of preservation which sees potatoes repeatedly frozen and dried. The resultant product was apparently used in a stew by people in mountain ranges. I should like to sample that dish one day. That and all the unique cuisines of the vast continent. That kind of sounds like chips, but then you put them in stew? Interesting. But moving on, did you perchance learn aught about the fauna of Tural? Given your adventuring background, I expected this topic would interest you. I heard about wervers. Ah yes, the great horned beast kept by the Mamunjar, who unleashed them on fortified positions to devastating effect. This reminds me, I recall hearing that a few specimens were brought to Vibrand not long ago. Perhaps it's possible to see them on the island? Oh, interesting. I don't remember them. I thought I heard familiar voices. Hey, Alice! And Alphano! I love you guys. You guys are great. Fancy running into you two here. I mean, him, obviously. Well, have some research of your own, do you? Aye, we hope to arm ourselves with knowledge that benefits the Garlean people. Having forged a new trade agreement with Razatan, they will next look to foster relations with other nations. This includes former imperial provinces. In view of this, we hope to find hints in history of how neighbours of differing races and ideologies might engage with one another. And what of you two? What endeavours bring you here to this day? Tyrolian royalty wants me to join them in the rise to the throne. I know, pretty surprising, right? A nation composed of disparate people of Tulral. Well, I dare say this is precisely the kind of example we seek. We do well to read up on Turoliol ourselves. The contest is not the only one allowed to help Wuklamat. There was no mention of such restriction as I recall. On the contrary, Wuklamat gave us the impression that she could have several champions. I think I know how to make the most of our respite. Follow me, Alphinold. We have planning to do. Alice, wait! It will seem our plans have changed, if you'll excuse me. Okay, so they're probably coming with us. Grathan's probably coming with us. Kryle's coming with us. They never could rest on their laurels. Come, let us return to the annex. That feels like enough people realistically, but I'd like one more. But I guess there's that new guy that keeps appearing on the thing that's probably also related. The guy who's the Viper. Is my guess. I kind of like just being a samurai. I was going to try out the Viper, but I kind of just like playing what I am now. And the Pictomancer just doesn't interest me that much. If you wanted to talk to me again, Grathan, why didn't you just take me there? It's just... Okay, it's not that long. Actually, never mind. You're fine. Do. Ooh, this feels like it's going to be a speaky part.
Oh, it's just... Despite all that we've learned, I can't help but feel we've yet to hear the whole story.
But yeah, like I said, we haven't heard the other people's names. Never mind what will they want to do.
What about you, my friend? Are you inclined to accept or refuse Wuklamat's request?
Honestly, refuse. Do you give me the option to say refuse? I'd rather not get involved in politics.
If only others had the same good sense. If the prospect troubles you, sir, why not consider what you stand to gain instead? That is an exciting journey to a faraway continent.
But it could do immense damage to the politics of a land.
Seeing new lands and meeting new people, you might find yourself moved to help Wuklamat after all. And if not, well, you quietly take your leave.
Perfect. I like that actually, Grathan.
A brazen plan, perhaps, but one that befits a veteran adventurer, you must agree.
I always forget that you actually have thousands of years of knowledge and you are quite wise for like what seems like a quite young person.
Such a journey would be the envy of many a scholar. Distant as it is, Tural remains largely unknown to us, with only meager records to be found in Numenon.
Right.
The experiences to be had, all the things you might hear, feel, and think.
Hey.
It's enough.
That's a Heidelin word. Hear, feel, think.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend, and there's no telling what awaits us on the long road.
That's fair.
But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it.
I like that.
Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
Is this them trying to not so certainly say, hey, don't be too critical of the fact that it's the end of the arc and the start of a new arc?
I have a matter to attend to at the Agora. Please, go on inside. I will join you shortly.
He's gonna change his equipment. He's gonna come out looking different. Everyone changes their equipment for a new season. Hey, Thancred! Why are you hiding? Oh, Thancred's gonna be working for the other group, isn't he? That's fine. As long as it's not the guy who's about war. Welcome back, Notta. If you're looking for Wooklamot, she is currently with the others in her chambers. If you like, I could go and fetch them for you. Yeah, sure. Understood. Please wait in the main hall. Do 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 do.
You have the look of someone who's made up their mind. Go on then. Let's hear it.
I've never been one to turn down an adventure. I'll do it. I really wish there was an option here that said, I'll go with you for now, but if I find someone who I believe is better suited to rule, I will join their side. But there isn't one.
Excellent. You'll be compensated for your troubles, of course. But I dare say your time in Turov be its own reward.
Okay.
You're not planning to leave without us, are you?
You don't even know this guy. He might be evil. He's not.
Alpha, no, Alize! What are you two doing here?
We happened to cross paths at Numenon earlier, you see, and I told them about Wooklamot. And when we fortuitously met again at the Agora just now, they expressed an interest in meeting our visitor.
Ah, you must be the twins who are sneaking after Erenville as toads.
100 things about us you could have told her, and you chose that!
First impressions last.
That's fair.
"'Tis an honor and a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Highness. Alphino Leveilleur at your service, and this is my sister Alize."
Oh no, let's not do that. I really can't stand titles. So, you want to participate in the contest too, is that right?
Yeah.
Indeed we do. We've been assisting with the rebuilding effort in Garlemald. Yet while progress is being made, the question remains of how the nation might reconcile with its neighbors. We believe
Don't like
there's much
this.
we might learn from
It's such a
Turiola,
stupid thing to have on a
nation
map.
founded on unity. And in return for this honor, we would spare no effort in supporting your claim.
The more the merrier, I say. And I'd be keen to learn about Eorzea and Garlemald from you as well.
That's nice. At least he's open to learning. That's a good trait to have.
Having recruited so many committed and capable allies, I presume you have no need for my continued assistance?
He's gonna warn you as well.
Nonsense! Like I told you before, you're indispensable. They're strong, aye, but strangers to our land. They need someone to guide them, to point out the dangers, and spare them grisly deaths.
Yeah, that's unlikely.
I can't think of anyone better suited to that task than you. What's more, despite your assertions, I know you haven't given up on the City of Gold.
Kyle, why do you look so freaking sad?
As I recall, Kryl, you were the first to state your desire to visit Tural.
Perhaps I was. Still, I can't help but worry about being away just when our order is beginning to find its feet again.
You have nothing to worry about.
Oh, he's gonna stay. He's gonna stay.
I haven't forgotten how you held the fort while I set off to explore Alzadal's legacy. It's only fair that I return the favor. Pray, leave the students to Ojika and me.
But, Ra,
And look at, please, what was with the
You want to
surprise?
retrace your grandfather's steps, don't you?
Don't give the
This
surprise
is a rare
face.
opportunity, and I insist that you seize it.
I'm convinced if I can figure out the twist, then it's not a hugely surprising twist.
thank you, Raha.
Range
Well,
DPS,
Looks like
support,
it's settled. I'm counting on
melee
you all to help
DPS,
me win the throne.
tank, me. We've got everything. Cool. Who do I bring? Obviously, I'm glad that I have Alpha now on the team. Wuklamat's fine, I
I
guess.
suppose now is a good time to show you.
Probably
a
should
most
bring her
small
Cryo.
fortune on at the Agora.
I probably have to bring Kryl. It would feel mean if I didn't.
There.
Oh, it's literally just the other
This,
part.
my friends, is the latest map of the world, created to celebrate our friendship with the Loporrits. Cast your eyes west of Sharlayan, for there it lies. The site of your next great adventure, Tural.
So here, this is Tural. There's this other continent they're already hinting at down here that they do have complete cover over. It's this area. So what's this area that has a picture of a dragon on it? Pardon me. How do I? Skip, please. Lest you wonder about your passage to Tural, Erenville will arrange a ship through his guild. You need only worry about your own preparations. Speaking of which, please take this with you. A rugged and ready knapsack. May it serve you well on your coming adventures. Though I'm not sure when departure will be, but rest assured I'll let you know when I hear something. Till then, please take your ease. Sure. Do 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 do. Oh, I didn't do the XP gaining. Meanwhile, in Limsa Laminsa,
When does the
Estinian.
next ship set sail?
Hey,
May I ask your destination?
Tural.
The north and east, I've already seen. I suppose I'll head west this time. West, you say?
I'm glad that Estinian's going with us. I like Estinian. I wish he had a bit more of his armor on, but he's still incredible. And an old Charlian? Oh, is this going to be Thancred? No, this is Orange, okay. Maybe Orange and Thancred? Probably Orange getting the brother of Wuklomat saying, hey, do you want to join?
I see you've made up your mind. I had a feeling you'd be keen.
But to think that our comrades too are thither bound. Fate doth work in mysterious ways.
Yeah, they're going to be on the other side, okay.
Indeed. It will be a grueling task, having to contend with them.
Yeah, okay, yeah, they're working for the brother.
If the prospect doth trouble thee, 'tis not too late to decline the petition. Though thine expression would suggest thou art far from perturbed.
Nah, he's looking forward to it. Oh, do we gonna have to do a dungeon when we fight
How could
Thancred?
I possibly be, knowing what's to come?
I mean, Orange, you're used to working on a team against us. So,
Then let us delay no further and secure passage on a vessel.
Aye. This will be a mission to remember.
stop looking at specifically me, Thancred.
Come, my friend. We make for Taral.
Okay. I guess your Stolar's not going to be part of this. That's fair. So we're probably going to have Estinian on another team as well that he doesn't realise. Or maybe not. Maybe he's just going to be an observer.
Have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty?
No.
Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north?
No.
The fabled golden cities of the New World?
That's what we're going to now, Emmett. That's what we're going to now. We anchor now, the tide is high and dawn of the new adventure nigh. Row forth to break horizon's bond and tread the gilded path beyond. Welcome back, Notta. I've just had word from Erenville. It seems he's managed to secure passage to Tural aboard a guild ship vessel. Why don't you wait in the main hall while I go inform your travel companions? It should only take a moment. I don't mind that new quest accept thing. That's not too bad. Do 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 do. I'm surprised I haven't been spoiled on like the final boss or like any real major characters. Ojaka gave us the good news. We've made ready to set sail at a moment's notice. Like, other than Wuklomat, effectively. The only one yet to arrive is Erenville himself. New drip? I kind of like it. Nope, cool. You're stuck with it. Ah, you're all here. It took some persuasion, but the Gleaner's Guild ship has granted us places aboard a vessel bound for Tural. There'll be other passengers, researchers and artisans and the like, so we need to share deck space. That's fine, Erenville. I doubt anyone expected we'd have a ship all to ourselves. They're not casting off just yet, so if you have any lingering concerns, now is the time to voice them. I wouldn't call it a concern, but everyone's still clear on what it is we'll be doing in Doral, yes? We've not forgotten. The nation of Tulyal is midst of deciding its next heir. As your chosen allies, we shall assist you during the rite of succession and support your bid to become the Dawn Servant. In addition to that, Alphino and I have another objective. As part of reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbours. By visiting Tural, we hope to learn about how its myriad cultures interact with each one another, how they find common ground, develop stronger ties, the sort of insights that might help our friends in Isbold. But we'll pursue this goal in our own time. You can be assured that we'll give the contest all our due attention. That is all I ask, otherwise you're welcome to do as you like. You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Kryl? Yes, as far as we can determine from the old missive I found, he has been tasked with investigating the Golden City by your father, the Dawn Servant. Yet oddly enough, we have no record of that investigation in our archives, and nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter. Is that what you're wearing? Thus, for the reason both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. I'm sure there'll be a chance to speak with Papa. You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the City of Gold. The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I am part of this expedition only because the third promise I commanded that I serve as guide. Still playing the part of the stoic servant, I see. What of you? Don't tell me you've changed your mind. I go wherever adventure is to be found. That's what they tell me. Right then. If all are still committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. You reckon Orange and Thancred went immediately? Or do you reckon they're on the ship? And that's going to be the big reveal, is that we know that they're working against us. But that's fair. In the scheme of things, we've got no real stake in any of this. Eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbour. We are not in danger of missing the boarding call, but perhaps we should be on our way as well. I'm surprised Alphino and Alice weren't snatched, actually. Because Orange and obviously Thancred had spent a lot of time here, and so that's probably where they met the brother. And I would assume it would be a similar thing with Alphino and Alice. Maybe even Yustola. Like, a lot of them spend their time here. Like, it would have been interesting.
Savoring the moment. I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
It'd be interesting if I was effectively against the Scions.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
I said that about Razat Han, and it wasn't true. It wasn't true.
Don't be so quick to relax. Oh, Tural may seem but a short sail away on a map. The vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels.
Ah, yes. Shade's Triangle.
Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Bufiswin herself.
This would
be no pleasure cruise.
Oh, is that the... Hey, I'm one of the
But my
admirals.
voyage here was uneventful enough. Disappointingly so.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience,
That's true.
which will be of great comfort.
So do the
in years
sailors.
ahead, I'm sure.
I'm sure the sailors having the experience is a bigger thing.
Aye, it's nothing new to us.
Well, maybe not you.
We're casting off!
Oh, let's get on.
It's time. I trust you have everything you need?
I mean, I'd be really cool if there was a thing that I did where,
And so does our
like,
ship
there's
cast
like,
off from the docks.
I'll say it after this.
We sail west, as Cattenram did some 80 years past, bound for the New World, known to her children as the continent of Toral.
Drow. Drows.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me, Woklamat.
Okay, that is very One Piece. Fair enough. I can see why people are like comparing them. That's so One Piece. Oh, that just put a bit of a smile on my face. I'm not 100% on the character yet, but maybe at the end of it. I think I go with a different mindset into this than I do a lot of like manga and stuff. But as I was saying, the cool bit would be if I like the waves are coming up on the triangle and I'm just standing at the front slashing them in half. That'd be awesome. Do we make it? That's Tural. I mean, this ship is huge. Like, in comparison to, like, it's like a castle on the waves, which is insane to think.
Smooth sailing so far?
It seems like it.
Aye, so far so good.
Does not look like it should come out of that voice.
She's a fickle one.
Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
I'll take my rest while I can then.
Probably a good shout. You know, it'd be really useful to have on this ship a bunch of the people that can swim, like breathe underwater, the beast folk. Remember those ones that we met in Stormblood?
We port what seems an age ago now, and we've seen naught but open water ahead. I knew Tural was far, but it's another thing to really know.
It doesn't look far on the map, but obviously they probably shortened all the oceans just to make it easier.
Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact. I was able to learn
He looks awesome.
things about Tuliolal and the right of succession. Since we still have a long way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself? I'm sure you have questions of your own.
Yeah, yes. Can't you just tell me what you learned first so I don't get repeats?
Did you look out across these same waters, Grandfather?
What happened to your father and mother out of interest? I assume they're just scholars? Or knowing like main characters in shows, they probably disappeared, this moral coil. I would talk with the cool guy with the cool... he's not as cool now. Oh? This will be my first visit to Tural. Fonjintain. Fonjintain's the name. I was working at same aesthetics in Uldar, you see, but my employment with them came to an end. That's why I visit Charlian in hopes of starting over. While I was attempting and failing to find a new job, I seized the chance to board this vessel. When I overheard room for another passenger, I suddenly opened up. I'm told that Dawn Servant welcomes all, regardless of origin, and so Tuluial seemed like the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time. What about this guy? I see you in Erosia before, you great and famous hero. Gah, I've had enough of playing the simpleton. There was a time when we took great pains to maintain this deception, but with more of you Erosians coming to Tulwar, it became impractical. Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our warband have fallen, so we've head home to lick our wounds. My story? Well, since you asked, I wanted to retrace the historical journey of Great Cretinram. You know, the first Erosian to set foot on Tulwar? Almost 80 years ago? The Mamunjar leader is said to have welcomed Cretinram with open arms, and sent him home with a bounty of silverware as token of their friendship. But the real treasure was the crops he brought, potatoes, tomatoes and corn which spread across Erosia like wildfire. His grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. The tales say that Cretinram returned to Tulwar several times after that, but his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage, and he was never heard from again. That even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end is testament to the ocean's peril. Or maybe he just, like, decided to stay home? What about you, self-assured trader? An adventurer, I presume? I'm a merchant myself, based in Uldar, specifically imports and exports, Erosian and Tulwar both. Is this your first crossing the salt, as they say? Do you remember that the social mores of Erosia are not necessarily the same as those over yonder? Consider this. It is not uncommon for various races to be referred to instead by the names of certain clans. For the Makote, the Hisaru, the Hrothgar, and the Aragal. Not because every member of a given clan is of that similar race, mind, but because they're all within that clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. Fair enough. I like that more than a race-specific thing. Do you want to make a wager? We're taking bets on who'll be sat next in the Dawn Servant's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants in the right of succession, your young Wuklemat being one of them, of course. But from what our Mamunjar's bloke was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders. Not too many keen to risk their coin on the third promise. Wait, you didn't even tell me who they were. I put bets on the person that's the hero of legend on their team. Do you learn anything of interest? Oh, I haven't heard that about the clan names. We should have Wuklemat and Evanville teach us the ones that we should know. Actually, it's getting a little chilly up here on deck. Let us all gather in the cabin. They just teleported me to the hub. I just saw before this happened, so I think we're fine.
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
Oh, they get seasick. I guess they're not Luffy.
How's your stomach? Any better?
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just feeling a little nauseous is all.
That's seasickness.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
Okay, is that the running joke? That he's gonna say, I don't have this, I have this, but it's the same thing.
Erenville, you were born in Tural, yes? Do many Vieira live there?
The Shatona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Shaktural.
Is it the jungle area?
Your family?
I know nothing of my father, not even his name.
Oh.
As for my mother,
I would have put Evanville as the blimmin' king.
Oh dear.
Jesus, it sounds bad.
Come, we should lend what aid we can.
I like how Wooklamot suddenly stops being sick. I appreciate that. I don't know if, like, this is my stupidity. You know, a huge wave.
The ocean rage with such fury before
Like,
or since.
is it also happening under the water? So that even if you cut the wave in half, it would still affect you.
The heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself.
Oh, thank God she wasn't. There's no way I fall in the ocean, right?
Meanwhile, our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning.
Oh shit, the actual lightning would do something? That's pretty cool.
What an extraordinary life she must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease.
I have used one against a Leviathan before.
Wooklamot, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts, though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress.
Yeah. Yeah, let us real adventurers deal with it, Wooklamot. You'll learn. Lee's took a while to learn as well.
The unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent, and we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural. In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
True, true. I'm interested to see what they have as allies, especially since the emphasis on people from other cultures being your allies. I'd be interested to see if maybe some people I know are in the other contenders bit. Do you imagine if it was somebody like, I don't know, like the Paladin, the leader of the blimmin' Ishgard's blimmin' leadership at the moment? Like maybe he was there. Or like Sid. Could you imagine if Sid was there? That'd be cool. So my cat just came in here and then just immediately flopped on the floor, which I thought was incredibly cute. Am I finally going to get a glimpse of the city? I'm sure they did it on purpose, that it's like the end and then the dawn, as if like it's a new age. That feels like completely and utterly done on purpose. Ooh, birds mean that we're close. Means that land is near.
Morning. Joining us for some fresh air? Seems my belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground.
That's fair. That's fair.
Can't be much farther now, can it?
Based on the birds, no. I mean, we're near some land.
Seabirds.
Ah, they got little blue
Land
feet.
must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
Is that how you spell
In
pessimism?
other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Didn't even think.
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat.
Oh, we're that close? I thought we'd at least be able to see it first.
Some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliola's coasts.
Oh, I see.
Come.
You would have thought they'd make ships specifically to counter that so that they can show up a bit easier. Like just make the underbelly incredibly like sturdy so that they can just break through all of the...
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
How's that job?
We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway.
True. I like this guy.
If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm.
Swear to God, Safi, don't
As a
just block
matter
the
of fact,
way.
everyone's
Ah.
starting to fancy your chances in the contest. At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
I mean, you have the Aurorsian champion and the Scions with
Then I
you.
better not let you down.
Isn't that right, little Saf?
Easy, stomach. Easy.
Aw, little cutie.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
Yeah, you're a cute little cat. Aren't ya? I hope Aronje and Thancred didn't have to go through this horrendous stuff as well. Yeah, you're a cute cat.
Blue seas, clear skies.
That looks
boundless
beautiful.
possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
That looks absolutely beautiful. Like Caribbean oceans where you can fully see through the
Yourself for a
water.
change?
For a change? What do you mean? I always enjoy myself. I don't think there's been an unenjoyable part of this game.
Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
This time, hopefully, we don't have to risk our lives.
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. To my home.
I think you look better without the bandana on, honestly. Ooh, big building. Dawntrail. Do 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 do. Oh, it looks quite nice actually. I didn't expect there to be these kinds of buildings. I assumed it would be a bigger city, but I guess not. I like the music. Not what I expected, but I like it. Like proper jazzy. Do 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 do. I like those guys. They're cool. Got a couple of goblins here. Silvered goblins. I'm assuming this is where Amon Jar Jar lives or whatever. Jar Jar Binks. I like these little boats here. They're kind of cool.
Gods, I I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
I don't know if it's particularly different than all the others. I guess the different races is a bit unique.
No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
Tropical Vanu.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tulihiola are still few and far between.
Tuliola. Okay, got it. Tuliola.
And as we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Well, you should build some seafaring ships.
Mamulja sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out or...
That's true. Like taxes or anything?
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
What the heck is this person? They look like they're here to cause trouble. I like the red skin.
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
Exbal Landsguard. He's got a mustache made out of like stone or
Our
something?
nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next dawn servant.
Yes.
We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tule Yolal?
I like this guy a lot. I know he's not going to mean the main
I
character.
can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Please, accept our apologies.
Ah, I like this guy. I like these two.
No need to bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
Aww.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
I like them already. I really like these two already. I know I'll never see them again, but they're really cool.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part?
Yes. Yes, 100% yes. I look like I'm a form of authority more than you.
First.
Alisay does. Well, maybe not Alisay, but Alphino does.
I bid you welcome to Tulihiola.
I really like the fancy colours. The reds and the greens really work. Kind of Christmassy, but in its own way. I love the colours on the... Yeah, okay, I'm loving the aesthetic. The sort of like... I don't want to say Aztec, because that's... I don't want to like generalise a culture. Well, despite the storm's effort to the contrary, here we are, safe and sound. You've arrived in Tuliola. You can return to the city at any time by speaking with the sprightly sailor in the Scholar's Harbour in Old Charlian. I just love the sound. Right then, first things first. Food. I'm still a bit queasy. No more boats for a while. I realise we've just arrived, but we should get you familiar with the city before the rites of succession begin. No argument here. I should very much like to explore. Then I'll guide you. Are you sure you're in any condition to do so? Aha, we were wondering who these strange folk were. So the third promise has found himself some new followers then. Followers? Diplomat? Are you unwell? They all have mustaches. I love it. No, not at all. Couldn't be better. The third promise does not get seasick. No, sir. As for my handpicked entourage here, I've recruited them to help me win the right of succession. I was about to show them around the city, in fact. That sounds lovely. But a group of foreigners is going to attract attention, especially if they're in the company of the Third Promise. Everyone will be curious. We certainly were. Your siblings have a tendency to command a respectful distance. But you're just so easy to approach. It's not a problem. And I enjoy it so much when you do. Please don't ever worry that you're a bother to me. You're very kind. Good day to you, sir. Sorry, good day to you, Third Promise. Sorry, when I say good day to you, I always have stir at the end. They do have a point. Wuklamat is technically royalty here. Like it or not, a person of her station, surrounded by this many outsiders, is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean by technically? I suggest we move in two groups so as not to attract less attention. Just technically ignoring me then. Notta, you and Cryo can come with me, and I'll take the twins then. We'll get in touch once we've had a good look around. The voyage was hard on us all, so take it slow and recuperate. We have enough time. We have time enough for that. We sure you have a load of time. Enjoy your wanderings. Perhaps we should wait a bit, at least until Wuklamat's nausea subsides. No need for that. Look, I'm ready to go. Ugh. Sure. I'm fine now, really. Can't stand around all day feeling sorry for myself, and what with the contest looming and all. Now then, seeing as we're already here, I might as well tell you about the harbour. Erenville already mentioned the reefs in our coastal water, which explains why we don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Our vessels with shallow drafts can navigate the bay, mostly small fishing boats or barges ferry cargo up and down the rivers from inland settlements. Much of the incoming traffic is from Dawntrail, the southern landmass. The clans there produce various goods for export. Their wares are unloaded here and carted off to the merchant stalls in the neighbourhood markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Berry should be our next stop. Wuklamat and Cryo are now accompanying you. Keep them at your side in order to proceed with the quest. Yeah, we know what this says. While accompanying you, yep. They want us to go to here. I want to really go to that, but obviously I can't at the moment. This is Bayside Berry, Tuliola's largest marketplace. Right beside that, being right on the harbour, everything from fresh fish to imported wares go directly to the shelves. Anything you want, they most likely have. Oh right, I should mention here that here in Tulliola we buy things with Pel, a currency that Peruli created. But don't worry, more and more trade is coming from Erosia, so most shops are happy to accept your gil. There's also Wachumikyu, another market to the east of here, but that can wait for another time. I have other places I want to show you first. Now we'll head back a bit, then northwards up the stairs to a certain plaza. Hee, I can't wait to see the look in your faces. Well, when we see the crystal that every other continent has, except you've got some nice decorations on it. What do you think of it, eh? Goodness me, you have Aetherites in Tulliola as well? I think I told you before, but my brother, Conan, spent 3 years studying in Charlia. He fell in love with the nation and its ways and brought back to us the knowledge of Aetherite construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once, had one built immediately. Did you do the attuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again and then up to the slope to the side, right to the side, to the top in the gate which leads to Zaktual. Let's make a stop at the Bright Pool on the way, though. That's the headquarters of the Landsguard. Okay, I thought I'd do the talk, then I'd attune, okay? Right, where do I go? Over there. Do 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 do. Let's go meet where the Landsguards make their place. Is it here? We have a lot of narrow winding streets that crawl up the sides of the mountain, as you can see. Though the builders made sure that the city's main thoroughway was wide enough to accompany wagons. Good to know. Do 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 do. You know what I'm planning on having after I'm finished doing this stream, which will be coming to the end. I'll come to the end of it as soon as we've explored this area. So I think I'm going to get myself a cup of tea. I think it'll do well for my throat, which is feeling a bit tickly at the moment. Oh, I should probably get these Aether Shards as well. Oh, okay, right, hold on a second. I didn't get the one down there. That's cool. Here we are, Bright Plume Post. The soldiers stationed here are responsible for defending Turiola and preserving the peace. The Landsguard are led by our nation's strongest warrior, and so naturally Papa has commanded them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago, when Zorol Jar took over as commander. Their title is no empty honour, it means the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to... Well, I'll discuss my brothers and their accomplishments later. Alphino and Alisei should be around to hear that too. Come on, it's time I showed you the Sky Gate. It's right to the northern end of Talon March. Interesting. So you've got the first brother that's a mighty martial combatant. You've got the second brother that's a mighty knowledge. He brought a lot of knowledge to the place. And then there's a younger brother based on the fact he's called the Third Promise and there's 4 contestants. So I'm guessing that's the sister? Massive, isn't it? And on the other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Both were constructed by a race of giants, the Yokhul. Strictly speaking, Tulwar is actually 2 separate continents. Yoktural, the southern lands of the mother, and Zaktural, the northern lands of the father, which lies beyond the bridge. Legend says it used to be one great landmass, but long, long ago, the 2 gods fought a titanic battle, and when one threw the other to the ground, the impact was so devastating as to split the continent in twain. A familiar sounding tale. I am put in mind the conflict between Hydaelyn and Zodiark. And getting back to Zaktural, these lands are also part of the Turolio nation, correct? That's right, isn't my father incredible? He united the people of 2 continents into a single nation. The many clans of Tural have been at war for generations. It was only when Papa travelled the lands and put a stop to the myriad conflicts that we finally had peace. The main reason I want to win the throne is so I can preserve the peace he built. But I see you're more interested in what's behind the gates than hearing about my aspirations. Yes. Crossing the bridge to Zaktural requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, they won't issue any new permits until the Rite of Succession is over. I promise to get you one when I'm a Dawn Servant, but until then, you'll just have to wait. I wish we could go there right now. Be patient. I swear that once the throne is mine, the travel permit is yours. We must have covered half the city by now. Dorolio is unlike any other place I've visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Alright, we accept this, but we don't actually do the quest. We'll head west next towards the Arc of the Dawn. The dirigible landing is on the way. You have dirigibles too? Dorolio certainly doesn't want for methods of travel. We get by. Now, if you've seen enough of this area, let me know when we'll continue. Yeah, I think we're good. We're good with leaving it there. Right, I hope everyone had fun with our first instance into Dawntrail. I'm interested to see what comes of it. Wooklimat is growing on me, but he's not 100% there yet. I will see you all on probably Monday for chilling out. Not Wednesday, but we'll definitely do Friday. So sadly, we'll have to miss out on Baldur's Gate next week. But until then, bye. I hope everyone had a good time. Bye, bye, bye.